The following podcast may contain explicit language and offensive material, and if that's your bag, keep listening.
Welcome to the BSdR Resistance bonus episode number 46. This is part 2 of our discussion, What a Long Strange Clip It's Been, featuring reminiscences by the cast, along with some relevant clips, and, of course, a digression or two, or 3, or whatever. Enjoy.
At this stage of the game, I wonder, folks, if we might talk a little bit about, I don't know, hey, since we're all feeling better.
Yes.
I think we're all feeling better.
Your new project?
Oh, well, before the new project, maybe what we accomplished as a podcast and as a comedy troupe and as, anything as to our global reach and downloads and fans and friends and fans.
Give us the numbers. Tell us numbers.
Awards and things like that.
I'm fairly obsessive about those
He's like a tween with a Apple her camera. Did they like me? Did they like me?
So over the course of 3 seasons, we've had listeners, assuming some by accident, but in 47 out of the 50 states, all but North Dakota, Vermont, and Rhode Island, and I don't know what their freaking problem is. I mean, geez.
Should be our wheelhouse.
Vermont. I've lived in Rhode Island.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah.
I've lived in Vermont.
And
well, we need to call somebody.
We also get these pockets of listeners around the world, which is amazing, and we're grateful for, but like 50 countries. Most recently, we had this big uptick in the Netherlands, and not like in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, but somewhere on the eastern side of the Netherlands. All kinds of, Boise, Idaho, we just had a little spike there.
Good town, very
recently,
gay-friendly.
just out of the blue.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's because I've asked, why? Cool. And they go, Boise. And I go,
why? Columbus, Ohio. We have there. Buenos Aires, Argentina. We've had some listeners in Iran lately, and every now and then some in Russia too. Yes.
Sorry about the accent. So sorry about that. Yes.
Здравствуйте.
And bad stereotypes. Sorry, Russia.
If you feel like ridiculous Russian accents. Back to the accomplishments, too. We also won some awards at the Here Now Festival.
That's right.
A couple of years in a row, which was nice.
Ding, ding, ding.
The platinum level thing. And
should have gotten like a tote bag or something, though, Dale. Come on.
I found a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's right. That's
That
right.
is
That was
boyfriend.
definitely a show accomplishment. You tell that story, because you mentioned that on Facebook, Karen.
Yeah.
How that happened with Jeff.
So, someone posted on Facebook, my significant other just found out about my podcast. Does anyone else hide it from their significant other? I said, well, actually, that's how I met my significant other, because the BSdR Resistance writers decided it was time for me to re-enter the dating world, so let's do it live. So back in the archives, there's the Let's Sign Karen Up for Match that Nancy and I did, and then we did a How It's Going So Far, a.k.a. the horror show episode after that with me and Nancy. And then for the Valentine's Day episode 2020, you all got together and grilled poor Jeff to ensure of his worthiness.
Yes.
I mean,
he faced the board. Board of Inquisition.
Let us just stipulate that Karen has made some not so good choices in the men department in the past. And
What
it
makes
was
you say
felt
that?
she could use a guidance committee to make sure that everything was on the level.
This is a peek behind the curtain.
She claimed that there were no heads in a box under his bed, but we didn't know that for sure. So,
Well, there is.
True.
There is now. Lisa sent him a Barbie head for Christmas.
I didn't know that one. That's great.
I did that for me, not him. I laughed in Target when I bought the Barbie. I laughed when I brought her home and opened her up. I laughed when I cut her head off. Jake helped. He did blood around her mouth and neck.
That's great.
So, it was just a family project, lovingly wrapped and shipped.
I don't think that's. I don't see that on the movie blogs anywhere.
Team crafting. Yeah,
That's too funny.
yeah.
That's
We're
too funny.
very, very proud of
Family
that.
that crafts
Yep.
together. All right. Oh.
So we're done with the scripted episodes. We've got this episode, and now we've got one more bonus episode coming up in a little while as we are going to promote our third album of songs from the show. Yay, yay, yay. And,
that's right.
And
says the musical director, meaning, fuck.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
The
CD. We may be coming to some of you to redo a vocal or two or something like that. That's up to Chris. But the other thing is we are actually entering a whole new medium soon, thanks to Chris.
A whole new old medium.
Yeah. Well, it's an old new medium. New
old medium.
New to us.
Yes. New to you.
Chris. Explain.
Tell us about it, Chris.
Well, I don't remember. Arms for hostages. Well, they already have 2 arms. I don't see why we need more arms for hostages.
Just don't get it on tape. That's all I have to say. No.
Well, nobody asked you. You're out.
I resign from this conversation.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I don't remember it anyway. Hello. For many, many years, I've been a devotee of radio. I've always been interested in radio, not necessarily like being on the air DJ talking radio. No, not like that, but just like listening to radio and how does radio work and things like that. And I've been a long distance listener. I've been a shortwave listener. I am a ham radio operator.
You're a ham.
And it occurred to me. And it occurred to me that, wait a minute, now that a lot of the big government broadcasters have gotten out of the business because, end of the Cold War and the internet and things like that. However, there are some commercial shortwave broadcasters in the United States, and a couple of them operate on a brokered basis. They'll sell time to whoever ponies it up. And I thought, God, that's got to cost a ridiculous amount of money, knowing what your typical ad buy for something with such a reach would be thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. So I emailed them, and they said, well, it's X dollars an hour. And I'm like,
we said, we'll write you a check.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah.
What? Professor Farnsworth might say. And I said, okay, then. And they're all about, we're free speech radio. I'm like, okay, that means you have a lot of crackpot assholes on your station, right? And they're like, well,
pretty much. But.
And I'm like, however, looking at their schedule, this particular station also carries Les Show with Harry Shearer, which is a very high-quality program, as well as some music programs like, retro rock and roll programs, and a program about radio from a radio enthusiast. And I thought, well, it can't be all bad. I mean, guilt by association is one thing.
They need to hear our message, Chris.
We know they don't need to hear the message,
Rush
but
Limbaugh,
then again...
So
Ugh.
yeah, right.
Anyway, sorry.
Yes, I'm going
upshot
there.
Of the whole thing is that we're going to be on shortwave radio, and why not?
Can you believe it? But we're also going to be on shortwave radio, incredibly enough, with all of the nasty words intact, which I grilled them over and over and over again. I said, well, I can re-edit, and I can do ish and bleeps, sort of edits, and they're like, no, we're free speech. We don't censor anything. I'm like, are you sure about that?
The FCC
It's still
down our
How
necks.
tight a grip do you have
Still,
on your
I said,
little
I don't want to
license?
be the hill that you guys die on,
Right.
I don't want to be the reason. Now, the gentleman that owns and runs this station has about a 40-year history going back with the FCC from when he was like a teen in New York City, and he was running pirate stations on, 87.7 or 107 or, 108.3.
Dustin and I worked at those stations. We know.
Okay, well, we know what I'm talking about. And so they assured me that I was not going to have to edit or bleep or censor because it is. And I'm very cognizant of it's still the public airwaves, but maybe because they're figuring, hey, we're global, we're not just bound by the rules of this country. I'm like,
Do you know? Do they know that we will fold like a bath sheet or something? If someone comes to us and puts pressure on us, we'll give them up.
Oh yeah.
We'll be like, nope, sorry, you're right. We
we'll
should
just move
not have said
overseas.
that. In fact, we're going to go somewhere
her
else
fault.
and not
Time
say
for that Costa Rican vacation.
fault.
No.
Maybe they're
it's like, I don't agree with what you say, but I'm going to damn well sure make sure that if they come for me, I'm going to tell them you sent it.
Are you sure they're not broadcasting off a little island off of Maine that's declared itself an
That was
independent
my
nation or
my
something?
station in the
Sovereign.
islands was
They
that. That
are
was
in Maine.
WIVI, pirate radio, as it was called, run off Gordon's
Pirate
boat,
radio.
playing what Gordon wanted to hear.
Yeah.
As long as he's in international waters.
Gordon has a thing for Jimmy
to go.
Buffett
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the time. So now it's, I mean,
No, this station is actually in Maine.
Is it really?
And it is located in Maine. The guy has a farm.
Which is one of our
I am-
states, yes.
I am right about this. It's a little island, and they've declared their independence. They have their own flag and everything.
and
Oh my
coins.
God.
They have a
Oh my God.
song.
They got a big fucking antenna, I'll tell you that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they can reach Vermont and Rhode Island, and
There you go.
Trinidad
Can I
and
get Duluth
Tobago.
on it?
It always goes to you could always get
Tierra del
Trinidad and
Fuego?
Tobago.
No.
It should
Yeah.
surely
Yeah.
go to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Hola, amiga.
Hola.
Hola, amigos
Ralph's
latinos. Aquí a
Spoil-
Ralph's-
Punto. I'm sorry.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all you
Yeah,
need to
yeah, yeah.
know to do Hispanic radio.
So-
Punto.
Yeah.
That means point.
Go.
No, gente says punto uno.
Punto siente.
Fucking gonna punto my uno.
So listen out for if you have a shortwave, listen out for BSdR Resistance coming on WBCQ The Planet, probably on 7490 kilohertz. But they also have a webcast at their website. So if you don't have a shortwave radio,
Can't
although
imagine that they
everybody
don't,
should have one
Chris.
for a little wind-up
For
one for
emergencies, yeah.
weather-related stuff. And it's fun.
Yeah.
Hear Chinese or Japanese. I still get Romania. I still get Romania, Radio Romania
You
International.
get
is still
Latvia because they owe us some rubles.
broadcasting.
Do they have Comrade Detective on that?
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
It's
Yes.
good program. It's good program.
program. It's-
So
it
listen
is a
to
hoot.
nasty subversive podcast BSdR Resistance on WBCQ The Planet.
Excellent.
Coming soon to public
All
airwaves.
part of our plan of
We have
worldwide
made
domination.
a subset of the population
we've
who
already-
is
no.
radio heads and engineers are gonna. They got stiffies right now, all of them. Even if they don't know what's happening,
Can
they
you say
felt
that?
a vibe and went, "Wait, there's something for us."
The force.
The tubes
force
heated
move.
up. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
and
trying to
as
say?
a former radio person, back me up here, Dustin. You want the engineer to like
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
not anybody
yeah.
else, but you. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Do not spill a Coke in
No.
the
Oh,
control board.
no, sir.
No.
I was
That
forbidden to
hampers
have
that.
drinks. And in the office, I was
and
forbidden to
I'm-
have chocolate because apparently my behavior got erratic when I got too much sugar.
Oh dear. And
Imagine
unlike
that.
What's in
every
the chocolate, though?
every stock photo of someone doing voiceover, do not be holding onto the microphone, and it should probably be plugged into
Right.
a cord or something.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't touch it.
Hold your headphones.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
we are the world.
And yes, that's right. Yes, and be up to the mic with a nice smile on, like your mouth is open halfway, like you're saying something.
Yes.
You know,
Those were the
on
days.
Fiverr.
Anywho, so we're basically expanding in a billion different ways, including into shortwave radio, because who'd have thunk, right? That's awesome. We've got a new show product
Yeah,
coming.
the universe is expanding. Why
Right.
not us?
We've got a new show for you that I promise will be funny. And we'll have songs, and Dustin will still be married to me or something like that. So that's good. All right.
Right on.
Right. I kind of feel like George is married to me too, but I don't know if he feels that way.
Can I
With
marry you
Lydia and,
too?
Ben Carson.
He called
Lydia
me
and
the
Ben
other
Carson,
day,
yeah.
and we were talking about married life, and I said
Mm-hmm.
he's excited because now he and his wife get to live together. They hadn't been able to do that when they were dating and
Yes.
all of that, blah blah. I said, look, here's what you need to know: the way that Janan folds towels is the correct way.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
No
Do
kidding.
not. Yes,
That's
do not
wise
attempt to
advice.
change this. I don't care how your mama folded towels. Your mama was wrong. Janan's way.
The same is true of
Hey,
loading
George
the
was-
dishwasher.
Yes.
if you want
George
a
was like,
dishwasher.
well,
Yes.
this is my third marriage. I was like, fold the fucking towels, dude. So
Yes.
we may offer a marital advice column or a call-in show. That could happen. Because, I mean, do you have questions? No? Fold the towels. How does Nora fold them, Dale? Correctly. is
in the
the
way
answer.
that she likes to fold them. Yes, correctly. Yes, correctly. That's the right answer. That is the correct answer, indeed.
Look how fast
Yes.
he learns.
Oh, no.
It does. Occasionally, she despairs over my failure to get little bits of dirt out of pots and pans when I wash them. It's like, can't you feel
No,
that
you
there's still
can't. I
something
know.
gritty on there?
You can't.
No, but I take your word for it. Okay.
But don't ask me about this audio because it's going to be pristine.
Christine.
There won't be a mouth pop on anybody
Right?
except Lisa's files.
I know you.
Well, if you know him, you should know he doesn't care as much about our mouth noises as he does about his.
Well,
Yes. Well, when Lisa and I did the bonus episodes, when it was just the two of us, I was pretty ruthless with like getting rid of my own ahs and ums and stuff, so that I had a de-stupefy filter
Right.
on my part
Left
of
me
the
hanging in the wind.
episode. And sometimes on Lisa's, I don't know, sometimes.
so you look even worse.
Right. Hanging in the wind.
Yeah, I was very Eric Trump on some of those episodes, and no one
that's
will
true.
ever know.
I won't know unless one of the rest of you tells me. So,
Yeah. Nancy McLemore could not be with us today. We'll edit in some of her comments, but I want to say when Karen was talking about the dating thing, the way Nancy led you through that into getting on Match and all that was so funny. She's just amazing,
She is wonderful.
and what an asset to have for the show.
She's a great enabler.
it really is.
Yeah,
Her characters are tremendous too. You
Oh
know?
my
All
gosh.
the work she
The-
did. RGB
And the
was just
singing.
incredible.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Singing, of course.
We're singing Natasha. She totally went. I mean, that was right away in episode 1. She was singing Natasha.
Satan's
I originally,
receptionist.
Yes.
Gladys, yeah.
and I knew that she did Hillary. So, and I hadn't actually heard the Hillary, but I knew she did it. So I think, well, what the hell? We'll have her in as Hillary in episode 2. And sure enough, there was
The rumors
she
were
had
correct.
the cackle down. She had everything down perfectly.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
they
good.
were. She was awesome. Yeah, and RBG, of course, and Natasha.
Well,
And
she was Hillary. She's just so
Yeah.
many.
Oh, Mother
Yes, of
Pence.
course.
Mother
Oh,
Pence, of course.
course.
Oh, Father.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Which, speaking of
Father.
speaking of people being surprised by the script, there is a the bunny incident.
Little incident that happened.
Yes.
Do tell.
Not even sure I know this story. Girls,
so,
tell us. Tell us.
Oh well, you will. It will come rushing back to
Short-term
you.
memory loss.
That we right on from episode 3 on, I guess we had Marlon Bundo in the show, and that who'd been in the news, the rabbit, because Karen Pence had written a children's book about the bunny, and then John Oliver wrote another book in which he turns out to be gay. So that was very funny, and then we had to have that in the show, and of course, the Pences disapproved of his
Proclivities.
sodomite ways. And so, but then there's a point where she's trying to get Mike to overthrow the government. He's a little hesitant, so she gets even by boiling the bunny. She goes all Glenn Close, and I added that in before Lisa had seen the
Not seen
final
that.
script, and
We were all
yeah,
just like,
and we're going to play that little bit at some point here because it
good.
was a great
That was
reaction. It was
real.
spontaneous, and
Yeah.
I was definitely cast into one of the circles of hell there for a while, and
Yes.
You were dead to
unlike-
Not unlike the...
dead.
Unfair to kill the bunny without giving
Speaking
us a
of
little
dead.
heads up.
I will not be ignored, Father.
She has never frightened me before, but now she does. I didn't know about this. You're eating Marlon Bundo?
Oh my God! How Titus Andronicus!
fatal attraction of you.
Mrs. Pence is going full Glenn Close.
You're a sick, sick man, Dale.
Dale, you are dead to me. Dead to me, I say.
I don't know you, Dale. I don't know who you are.
I'm going to hell. There's no two ways about it.
Did you not realize
Oh, God.
this?
Whoa!
She will not be ignored.
Cue tweets from PETA in 3, 2.
Oh, fake bunny, fake bunny.
Lori, the look on your face is so... It's the utter shock on Lori's face. It's just like, oh my God.
Onward, Christian bunnies, marching off to stew.
What's a little Hassenpfeffer between friends?
Bring me Hassan Pfeffer! Us in favor coming right up, your Lord graciousness.
I could have been a stew. I could have been somebody.
I gave him a carrot he couldn't refuse.
I could have been the Easter Bunny. I could have been
I could have been a chapter book. Boiling bunny.
This is good. This is good. There's a dark side to me that only surfaces when I'm...
It's just another lovely discovery around every corner.
That was dark as hell. All right, so now we welcome to our broadcast the devil himself, Mitch McConnell. No, George Washington III.
Details.
That's right. Hey, George.
Depends on the devil. The devil you know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah, we had Rebecca on earlier, who just, obviously had many nice things to say about what you and she did and as the Civility Fairy and the devil.
Dramatically speaking.
You'll need to send her $20.
PayPal.
Well,
Venmo.
I'll tell you, the relationships that my characters have had was one of the funnest parts of this. Me and the Civility Fairy, Ben, Carson, and Lydia.
Yes.
Those are the ones
Fantastic.
I'll be honest, I've been listening to the entire run
Aw.
since Saturday.
Oh, cool.
I've been just going through one by one, and I think I'm to the last one today, just to go back and listen to everybody.
Fantastic.
And it has just been, it's one of the things I find hilarious is how our characters have changed. I love the fact that Eric Trump has gotten dumber.
Right. Yes.
Listening to him go from, somewhat competent to
Yes.
really, really dumb.
Oh, hey, sissy, I almost forgot. Wait. No, I did forget. Let me think now. Was it, no, that's not it. Was it? No.
Like, never mind, Eric.
The devil has just gotten angrier and angrier.
Yes.
The Civility Fairy got more and more freaked out as
Yes.
it went on. It has been just wonderful watching this evolution.
Had 16 pina coladas. I couldn't drink another giraffe.
Get me behind me.
Vera, thinking about how Vera started and how Vera ended. As even though she got very, I'm going to say loose, but you know what I mean, right?
Free. I would say
Jesus.
free.
Yes.
not that kind of loose baby.
Came back to being
But,
human again.
Yes, right.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
She became human again.
Right.
But it's just been, it's funny to be a part of something, to watch those kind of things grow and change. And, I love it. I have loved it.
Angus, it was a lot of fun, too, to listen to Chris again.
Like I say, Vera got
The
a look
Ben
at
and
what was
Lydia
under the
parts
couch.
are my favorites, too.
It was kind of our little love letter.
Argle
Argle.
Bargle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Which was literally in the script. Argle
Literally in the
Bargle.
script. Argle Bargle. Yes.
Argle Bargle.
Yeah.
That was me.
And then Jake would diminutive that to Argly.
Argly.
Hey, Argly.
Argly Bargly. Yeah, that's right.
Argly Bargly.
Hey, Argly.
Yeah, that's kind of our little Valentine to the Scottish people once again for coming up with the best Trump insults, which I used again and again. Will the tangerine twat waffle do this?
Twat waffle.
Perfect one, just perfect. Spooge. I can't remember them
I
all.
like twat waffle.
Great stuff.
All the unacknowledged sexual tension. Listen.
Aye, lassie, we're heading into great danger.
Oh, indeed we are. It's such a big port.
Oh, any part in a storm, lassie, you know.
Yes. Ooh.
It's a wee bit exhilarating, aye?
I sure hope we don't get killed. You just watch where you point that submarine.
You're on the same wavelength, lassie.
Oh, I hope so.
Lift my tartan up and see.
I'll lift up your tartan, too. Like you lift my spirits.
I was saying earlier, George, that my parts with you doing Lydia with your Ben is so much fun. They are among my favorite parts. And Godsnake.
Godsnake.
We need a t-shirt.
Yeah.
When I hit that again, I was so like, Godsnake, Lydia, pull it off. Godsnake!
We can make that your ringtone.
Godsnake!
If you must know,
I
am headed into the den of evil to meet with the false prophet, Mr. Nancy Pants Pence.
Why?
So I can spy on him. I am a snake in the grass, Lydia. A snake in the grass for justice and truth. I am a spying snake for the Lord, Lydia.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. I am a god snake, Lydia.
What is happening here?
God snake!
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
You know what that says to me? Yeah. It's thinking back, that kind of sentiment, George. The guys who made the Warner Brothers cartoons and worked at the famous Termite Terrace out there in L.A. They. Like Chuck Jones would go home and say, "You know what that Bugs Bunny did today?" And his wife would be like, "No, you made him. You did. No, Bugs did.
Bugs did it, yeah."
And I think you're right. I think that hits it right on the head. It's like sometimes I listen to it, or my wife and I listen to it, and you go, "Hey, can you believe what the so and so? You know that Pence is." And I'm like, "Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was me. Hang on.
Right.
Separated from the character. It's like, it's wild to see that, like you say, take shape.
And everyone's Russian accent drifted sort of in and out here and there.
Gotten worse
it was
or
kind
better,
it was a lot of fun to go through
The
that.
Irish part of Russia.
Yes, that's right.
My Russian, not so good.
Oh, it was plenty good.
Good enough.
McFedchev.
Good enough.
It's good enough. One other relationship that I found wonderful, ultimately, is Yevgeny and Andre.
Yes.
Yeah.
As they,
Yes.
because they
very
were
sweet.
just clash, and then eventually, you know what? All right, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm good with what he is.
And it only
We
took
are
a
who we
gender
are.
transition to make it so.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there you go.
And it's funny because a lot of these kind of long-running plot elements like that were kind of accidental because we had, Yevgeny escaped from the writer's room dressed, as in what's her name?
Natasha.
Sophia, not Sophia.
Natasha.
Yes, Natasha's
Natasha.
outfit. Yes, that's right. And so he had to put on the voice, the Muppet voice. And Andre was like the TV director trying to make it all, knowing he was going to be executed by Putin because this was all a big disaster. And so they all get sent to the writer's room. But so that whole Yevy thing was just completely an accident, and it just went with it. And
once we heard Russian
Yes.
Elmo voice,
yeah,
we
yeah.
knew that we had to
And
keep
he
supplying
would just
words
Yeah.
to come
say,
out
I
of that
feel
mouth.
pretty and stuff. And it
Right.
was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Perfect.
Yes.
Where is that motherfucksky bimbo Natasha?
Andre, over here.
Oh, Natasha, why are you hiding behind curtain?
Slight wardrobe malfunctioning. Not to be worrying.
Wardrobe, what? Oh, that is impossible. And your voice? What is with your voice?
Allergies, Andrei
But
Sergeyevich.
we are running out of time to tape segment, and Putin is furious with you. You are on Siberian Shitsky list for sure.
Not to be worrying, silly. I am professional.
And same with the whole Demrick Perry thing. It was a one-joke thing. I thought, this would be funny if he was smart when he had the glasses and not so smart when he took them off. And then he became, I think, a favorite character of a lot of people for sure. And the fact that Lisa had the mad crush on him was just that much funnier.
I think Texans would rather die than have more government regulation.
We tried to have Rick and Ben Carson in the Resistance. It just didn't work out because the real people would keep saying stupid shit like that.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, that was a highlight for me, George, and it wasn't on the show at all. It was. God damn it, man! I'm trying to give you a redemptive arc here.
just work with me a little, Ben, okay? And Rick, stop.
No redemption song. Nope, there's not one for them. And it was, you're right. Every time we'd go like, okay, man, we're going to give you a shot here. And couldn't do it.
Right.
We cannot save them.
We gave Ben a really cool
cannot
song,
save
you know, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. And yeah, then,
They are determined to not be saved.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Your hair looks so... I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Lisa, I must insist that you pay closer attention. Many lives are at stake, please.
I know. But you look so nice in blue. Oh, wait a second. Can you just take off your glasses for a second, please?
Again?
Please?
Very well.
Sure thing, little lady. Do you like my hair? I done shot a coyote once.
Okay.
when you work that hard.
George, can you do James Brown? I'm thinking.
Can I do James Brown? Let's see. Let me think about that a second.
Will you make an effort to do James Brown if I suddenly ask you to do that?
I knew that I would not.
Yes.
Can you talk like him?
Get on over here and do my thing.
Oh, sorry. Call for appropriation.
Well, I have an idea for a sketch.
Get up,
I have an
I got to
idea
get the
for a
good grunts
sketch.
in there. Yeah.
Get on up.
Would you remind
I
me
will.
about that
Yes.
when I forget
will
that I
indeed.
had this idea about The Godfather?
Yeah, can I have Chris just stand and point at me? The Godfather of Soul! The Godfather of Soul!
I will carry your cape.
We'll have Marlon
Pick it up off the
Bundo
floor.
introducing
Put
it.
it back on.
Did you guys watch the impeachment hearings? Did you see that the Virgin Islands delegate literally
Yes, Kate.
wore
She wore
a
a cape. She
cape
was great.
to defend justice? I love her. Love her. Stacey Plaskett.
Yes, she wore
She
a
wore a
cape.
cape whilst defending democracy.
Yes. That was awesome.
But, doesn't it surprise you that people who were on the other side were saying, you can't convince me that that's not a man?
What?
Talking about her. Yes.
Crap.
That is how...
Say it to her face, I dare
This
you.
is where they go. And to watch this, you
can't
see what
handle
we're
women.
doing.
Is
Yeah,
this
we're
when you say
making fun of them.
morascont?
But yes, morascont.
We were watching one of her interviews. She was on CNN with Anderson or somebody like that. And we were watching it, and it was getting a little pointed. And Jay looked over at me and said, he's about to get chupsed, which is...
Yeah.
Tooth-sucking thing. I thought everyone ate barbecue there, and that was a problem for months when I first moved there. Until I realized that means I hate you. White
Suck
person.
your teeth.
You in particular, I hate a
Which
lot.
explains why, when I was
Right.
listening, when Charles, the agent, goes over to Africa to get Pence out of the jail.
Chips.
And well, which one? Well, he's the white one. And I hear you go...
Yeah.
That one.
I missed that entirely. That's very funny.
That's a chops.
All shall be revealed.
It's the Virgin Islands way of saying go fuck yourself.
In a nice way.
Non-verbally.
Nice
Yeah,
way.
that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, chops. I was hoping she didn't chups him, but we were ready.
And you learn
We were gonna jump
you learn
up.
something every time you listen to this podcast, and that's why
You
it's
do.
educational.
It is.
Correct.
Speaking of education.
The more you know.
Oh, Betsy.
Yes, hi, I'm here to see an inmate.
Okay, which one?
Well, I'm not sure what name you have him under. He's the white one.
That one.
And now over to Dale.
There's so much that I've enjoyed because we figured out how to do stuff as we went along, including like writing lyrics and shows and whatnot. But one of the most fun things that I've
Singing
had
songs.
is the sound design for the show, and throwing this amazing cast into a Russian submarine or the jungle or
Right.
whatever, down a shaft as to meet the resistance headquarters. I had so much fun with that.
It really creates its own world around every corner, and so it's been fabulous.
I'm proud of our sound design. I'm proud of you, Dale. And
Great
Chris.
Excuse me, driver. This doesn't look like the presidential palace.
Oh, 1,000 apologies, Mr. Pence. The palace is currently underwater due to the monsoon flooding.
And be ready.
I don't know
Just
what...
count bells, Domsky. If you go past 11, it's time. I must finish preparations. I leave you now.
Duh. Thank you for the news, comrade. Pricksky.
Bitsky.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
calm down, monkey. What's next? Another long elevator ride into the bowels of the earth?
Oh no, Lisa. We've streamlined the process.
Holy fucking shit, you're a water girl!
Just hold tight. I love this part.
Nope, this one doesn't have noroviruses crawling all over it.
Oh my gosh. The sound design is fabulous. And the little intro music for everything is just perfect. Especially, my
Yes.
favorite's the derp state cue.
Yes. That's Eric's only
that's
singing
the
opportunity.
Eric Trump.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I make sure I hold out a little bit of my heart for Lori's Betsy DeVos?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
When she's like in 40, however many states there are.
Yeah, that's right. All of the states.
Okay, Betsy, let's get this show on the road.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am so very excited today. As part of my job, I want the school children of America and their wealthy Republican donor parents to know how hard we try here to do God's work. After all, someday they'll be voters when they turn, they age up, when they grow up and to become grown-up people. So I've arranged to have our cabinet meeting televised to the schools in all of the 48, in all the states.
And I was listening to it the other time and went back to, had to play it for Janan to say what she said when Trump asks her how many yachts she has. You have like 12. And she says, but if you take one of them, I'll have like
7?
7?
Yeah. My favorite Betsy DeVos line that I wrote was, they kept telling me it's borscht. I think they made up that word.
And they make up all the words.
Or from the song, don't forget, make the 3 R's stick. Reading, writing, and that other one.
Yeah. And then Rick Perry goes, oops. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
I regret that we never partnered those two up.
Oh, yeah. Rick Perry
Stupid
and Betsy.
Rick and Betsy.
There's an opportunity there, and my friend Lisa. We're not going to be overly political, but it's not going to be non-political completely. So there's opportunities for all these guys to return.
Since Rick Perry can, resurface and claim that people are willing to die to keep the feds out of their
Fucking
electrical
lizard.
market. It's kind of hard to walk away from stuff like that.
Indeed.
Yeah, and meanwhile, people are getting, $10,000 electrical bills.
That's
because
freedom.
Texas.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's freedom.
That's
No
For
regulation,
2 weeks
baby.
of
That's the
electricity.
free market.
$10,000.
It's a free market.
Not quite free,
I was
but
looking at the obits in the paper today.
and it's all going to Jerry Jones, right? The Cowboys owner.
They're not acknowledging how bad it was down here.
Well, no.
There was
It's all the Green New Deal's
lot
fault.
quite a number, more than usual, of people who died Tuesday in their homes in the paper today.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the weather is nice
Wonder
in
why.
Cancun, I hear. So
I know.
Apparently in
it was
Salt Lake.
very toasty, not here.
Also in Utah.
Yeah.
In Utah as well, because that's where Ken Paxton took his family.
Oh, yes.
They just flew up to Utah because why suffer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
It's I hope this is all remembered in the next election day in Texas.
I sometimes wonder if we have ended the show prematurely because, Trump is, he's not president anymore, but,
Well, there's going to be a lot of courtroom drama, yes.
Patriot Party and...
No, we're going to miss his
think that there will
CPAC. Oh, man, I want to see what happens there.
We will be able to do... We can cover that.
We'll
We can
work
still
and,
do
and
that.
if things get really political,
Yeah.
We can always do a BS episode.
I'm gonna write that
a
down.
full-blown BS episode. There's no reason why not.
But wait, there's more.
Broadcasting from his yacht off of international waters off Mar-a-Lago.
That's right.
Oh,
no joke.
I'm the real winner.
Use one of
My
mine.
pencil doesn't work.
It's going to be...
The fuck? I can't concentrate like this. I can't
no.
work like this. My pencil doesn't
Play
work.
the best hits. Nobody's got better hits than I do.
That's right.
I play all the best hits.
All the best hits.
Geez, we've done some stuff, haven't we, guys?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have. And I think we're going to do some more, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm delighted y'all will play with us. I'm really excited to welcome Lori in to the writer's room because she brings a whole new, fresh voice.
As well as to the songwriter's room,
room, too. It's fun to watch her grow.
It's been a big...
Yes, she helps with this, takes a lot of the songwriting help off of Dale, which is awesome.
That's been a big
and
area
it's
for
just
me.
an exciting time. It's cool that we get to play make-believe in our houses.
Yes.
And make something cool
Very
for
cool.
you guys, the listener.
Very cool
It's
indeed.
been tons of fun.
Hello,
it really
listener.
has. It's
Totally
really been
has.
like a centerpiece of I mean, certainly my life. Not much else going on even before this, but there's been looking for a way out, metaphorically or ethereally speaking. Looking for just a way out of just the constant toilet spinning. And this podcast has been a great way to break out of all that. So, yeah, been a lot of fun. And
I've said
good
it
for the soul,
before.
too.
And unfortunately, like the powers that be, the Hollywood, I'm talking to you, don't necessarily realize that the rest of us exist if we're not there.
Right.
And so it's good we don't get these opportunities. I enjoy what I do, even if it's a telephone prompt. I'm at least mildly amused. But that's probably more because of substances than anything else. But whatever. It's nice to have a chance. They don't know how good we are out here in the hinterlands, and we don't get those opportunities. So it's nice
make our own
to get
opportunities.
to make those opportunities. Right. Well, I have a barn. We'll put on a show. We'll save the town.
If there's one thing that this show has proven is that, my God, there's a lot of talent in this virtual room here. And that's not stuff that we necessarily get to show in commercials and corporate narrations and whatnot. So
things about frozen peas.
Big dish of peas.
There's a farm in Lincolnshire that
I knew that not only was that guy going to think about Orson Welles, but that guy was really likely to also picture Pinky and the Brain doing it.
Are you
Not
pondering
Orson
what I'm
Welles.
pondering? Yes.
Right. That's the deepest cut joke I've ever thrown out at someone I wasn't entirely sure would respond.
Yes, I'm always past that. Yes.
I wouldn't direct a living actor in chick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's impossible.
It's meaningless.
Y'all are all
Fantastic.
amazing. Thank you so much. I say this every time we gather together. I go, oh my God, you guys are great. I love you, man. Because you're awesome.
Yeah.
You're awesome for giving your time, your abilities, your emotions, your everything. Thank you.